It's recording. I'm live right now. You can check it out. Just watch what you see. Who's Shaky Johnson? Oh shit! I just stood up. Jake. Jake. Good break. There we go. You think about that?
Oh, it's made like pattern.
So it's a fractal, yeah, Lichtenberg design.
It's completely uncontrollable other than where I put the fluid. High voltage. Looks like leaf veins.
That's exactly snowflakes, tree roots, like.
Is this sound?
Yeah.
You can make some calcium and shit. Yeah, this is like a really fancy show. You guys can go to and this is a fancy show. Small stuff and shit. You can go there from the grounds and put in leaves. They'll make their own trade. Yeah. You know, something else. You see how you're doing, you know,
Oh yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm actually trying to, intentionally grow quite a bit. So, oh, I might say over here. Man. That's what I'm actually doing all these pieces for the Jump for Recovery event next weekend. I've got a booth set up. Yeah, I would love to explain how it works. Um, so the water, first of all, it is a very dangerous set of electricity. It's high voltage. So what I'm using here is a neon sign transformer. Um, the this is still dangerous, but the setup I have is much less dangerous. It has an auto cut. It's got a trip on it so that if these were to arc out to each other, it would just immediately cut off power. I've got a backup foot pedal kill switch. So I've got a couple of things. And then when I have my whole setup usually going, I have an indicator light that'll show me the intensity of the electricity. And the high voltage, this is just a solution of water with like half a tablespoon of baking soda baking soda. Or like on mine, it's called as a chemical sodium bicarbonate. And so here, let me get a new piece going. And so when the high voltage travels through the water, it sets the baking soda on fire. The baking soda is what is burning the wood underneath it. That's where you get this. And it's called, if you ever see the machine, it's a Lichtenberg machine. It's because the guy who like figured out a lot of this and applied it. And so there's also like a field of mathematics that's fractal. It's fractal mathematics. Can you turn that back on, actually? I think it was helping just a little bit. And so what it is it's the same thing as a true lightning, a snowflake. Well, not a snowflake, actually. So what it's doing is it's, how do I put this? It's predictably unpredictable. And so see, we're going to see there's still a little bit of moisture on that side right there. So all it's trying to do is connect its path between the two electrodes. And then there's not a lot of moisture left. So these will just be like some detail pieces on it. It's probably not going to go too far, but I can help it. Yeah, you can use any of my stuff. I have everything on remixed, and like I would love it. And again, this is um so it's comparable to like anybody who has an indoor wood stove, you know. No special environment. It's baking soda and hardwood. You just have to be very careful, and you have to understand. I mean, the only reason I know how not to get hurt is that I understand what it is that hurts me. Like, you have to almost not be afraid of the machinery, but respect it in a way that you know it's gonna f you up, right? Like, you know. And so a lot of the crazy burning you see on the internet is they use a microwave oven transformer, and those are insanely more powerful with no kill trips. Um, my neon sign transformer has an input of 120-volt AC, just normal 50 to 60 hertz, and only zero point 0.9 amps, but its output is 10 kilovolts AC, 30 milliamps. So it's very high voltage. And then sometimes when I'm doing bigger pieces, uh, I will use like a grounding rod before I touch anything. Um, so most of my favorite specialty and part of my career is an old school laser technician, so a CO2 laser, not fiber optic. And the high voltage cabinet on that was like 20,000 volts or some shit. Hey, I'm working on the website. I just ordered 50 hats to get some merch out there, and I'm always open for commissions. Like, if you can think of it out of metal or wood, and I'm not a very good woodworker. I only learned how to do this from being a science nerd, and I know I wanted a certain aesthetic that goes with my metal work. So email is jstrouddesigns@gmail.com, but everything, if you just go to the YouTube, everything is linked. Functionalartforms.com. I have that domain and then that on all platforms. So I have my name, number, email. You can actually check out Functional Art Forms on Google. I have a profile on there for the business. All right, so I just got done soaking this one. Kinda. Everybody's a little bit different on their preference of like how long they soak the solution and different things. It's all a matter of personal bias on how you want the piece to react. Yeah, this one's gonna burn a little bit different than the last one from the way I soaked it, and that it's still kind of moist. That's what so the white smoke is more or less water moisture. So watch, I'm gonna take this off. I want to give you guys a better show than that. So let me do what I did on the first one. All right, sweet. I'm streaming on my main phone right now. I'll have to hell yeah, good for Google. I'm learning that too. I just built this wood burner, like wood burning or YouTube burning. I so about a year and a half I built this machine just a keep busy project. I'd seen it online and I again kind of comfortable with electricity, so I thought it'd be dope as hell for YouTube content, which it's turning out to be dope as hell for a bunch of different reasons. All right, so now we have much more saturation. Okay, see what it does. And sometimes, like right, see, it's following that crack. I like to try to disrupt it and pull it different ways. That's like the only control you have over it. Yeah, dude. Welcome everybody. Thanks for like asking these questions and like doing that on the thing because now other people see that. Oops, that cord's kind of in your way, isn't it? Um, they're all pretty dope. The softer wood is harder to do because it soaks it up quicker and doesn't stay close enough to the surface. Hardwoods react different. You know, the same cinch you have to soak them differently, and then they dry differently. But you know, I've been called a dumbass for it. But yeah, like I spray a little bit while I do this, and you know, a lot of this is if you watch any of my YouTube, it's f around and find out. It's kind of how my life is. Whoop. And see all it does. So like, look at it. It's all it is just all right, and then it just tripped out. So that's how safe my machine is that when you actually disrupt the arc, it goes away. And it doesn't go away just to the point that I've got to reset the pedal. I have to come off the pedal and reset the hard switch and then go back to doing it. So, you know, yeah, this shit is dangerous. And yeah, some people are idiots and don't practice common sense. And I'm not promoting that. I'm trying to educate and bring something to people, maybe so that they don't try it for themselves, even. You know, maybe if people can watch me do it, they're not going to go mess with shit and hurt themselves. I don't know. That's just a thought. And I thought I was going to have time to work on the machine some with you guys today. I don't. I'm just able to let this stream for a little bit, and I got to get back to it. But and I feel like there's some general things. I was just reading your comment about the spraying water. So it took me a minute to realize when I was learning about this stuff why you couldn't ground anything and like why they don't do it to live trees and stuff. Because the high voltage travels so easily through moisture that if it were to ground, if you were to have your ground, um, or if you were to be on the ground next to a tree, I believe there's that inherent danger of it following that path. And so, yeah, that's a huge thing for these to keep your electrical current 100% isolated um, from ground, from everything. I have these silicone mats. I spray water away from it. Uh, you know, the only thing that touches the silicone. Oh, there we go. So what happened there is that the moisture finally dried up enough for the current to set the baking soda on fire. The way the voltage works is if it's too much fluid, it just travels through it freely. it actually has to be a constrained amount of electricity, and you do that by the amount of moisture. And when concentrated, it's sodium bicarbonate, aka fire. Nope, I have not measured a single thing. Um, Messing around is important, and see, I can tell it's dry right there in this area. Here, I can tell it's dry, but then it's moist here, so it's much wetter here. And just from doing it a bunch, you get to figure out that stuff. So I'm gonna make one. I'll let that go. It's actually doing really cool. I am gonna move this one down just a little bit. And then these will eventually connect somewhere. But try to get it to go that way. There we go. Yeah, isn't it pretty cool? Like, yeah, pretty cool, man. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Like, I feel the same way. This shit gets me pumped. And I am to a point on my YouTube that I can sell products in my store. So the hats will be listed soon, and I'm doing most of my inventory on these. So these. Oh yeah, no, yeah. Everybody on here already does, dude. I recover so loud. Like, mental health and all that is such a huge part of my YouTube journey. Like, idle hands are the devil's playground type shit. Oh, here we go. Are they gonna hit? Moment of truth. Nope. So close. Ooh, getting smoky. So it looks like it's still trying to get through right there, but somewhere. So watch this. See what that does. Oh, you can see right now it's going right here. I'll get you a better. So I have two sizes, and so a finished one has, it's finished with like a tung oil. It's got pads on the bottom. Some I'm gonna sell loose so other people can finish them, because my whole muse thing is artist supporting artists. But I was gonna do the little ones for 20, and the next size up, this size, just 25, And then I also have the same difference in size, but I have an octagon. Oh. And then this is another one I'm working on. I fractal burned it, and then I burned it, and then you can see. So yeah, so the little ones are 20. Next size is 25. Like, I'm not really trying to make a fortune in life off this. I'm trying to stay. Yeah, the octagons are pretty sweet, man. You definitely got one. I'm gonna do clocks out of them also. So I'm gonna get some clock stuff. Oh yeah, and that's why I sell them raw. They take everything awesome, and then I also a lot of them have two-part epoxy with mica powder coloring poured into them, so you sand off that top, and it really changes. Like once you hit it with sandpaper for a second. Oh, there it goes. Found some new moisture, some new baking soda, and it's gonna meet up with this buddy right there. Hell yeah, that's a dope name for this one, and it's done right now. I'm gonna let this one burn for a second to get it charred into the wood. All right, man, we got my first named piece, Desert Lizards. I love it. Shenanigans. Oh yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. Like, I've got this cantilever bottle holder. I love the way that one turned out because that's a different type of wood. Uh, I'm doing this really soft wood box right now. So this is fun. Mm. All right, there it is. Turn this off. All right, and then before I go, I wanted to show you guys something cool because I had to prove to my buddy that it would work last night. Have you ever seen a cantilever bottle holder? So they make them for wine bottles. But check this out, you guys. So it just has to do with this angle and the placement of the receiver to along with the center of gravity. So obviously not a drinker, but I made it for a growler. And so that's pure, right? And there's nothing holding it. And then he was like, oh, but that's empty. And I couldn't find a growler top, but I found like a milk jug full of water. So this is full. How cool is that? I mean, like, that's cool. All right, peeps. Oh, I'm sweating my balls off. I'm sweating so bad. I gotta go.